Welcome back. My guest is Mrs. Aderimola Adegbuyi. She will share her testimonies for us today. You're welcome to the studio today.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mrs. Adegbuyi, kindly tell us your story from your birth.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for the privilege once again.
Welcome.
Let me say I was born in late 1990s in this very city of Akure by my parents, Mr. and Mrs. Adedeji. Let me just say that I realized growing up that my dad don't come home often. So I asked my mom, why is it that daddy is not always coming home all the time? And she'll just be like, daddy is working. Okay, my dad is a police officer then. So, okay, kept on going like that until I gained admission into secondary school and my mom fell sick. I was 9. My mom fell sick that we took her to different kind of hospitals, but there were no tangible, the doctors could not diagnose anything that is happening to her. She was becoming lean, and before we knew it, we had to take her back home, to be taken care of her by herself. I have my siblings, 3 of them. I was the last. So while we were taking care of her, our first was admitted into our institution then. So we had to call her to come back home to help us in taking care of her because dad was not coming home. So it was just us. And my senior ones were in secondary school, so we couldn't do much. So we had to just do that. When she came home, she had to raise mom from the bed and discovered that a part of her body was already getting stuck to the bed. So to the extent that we can see her bone
Outside.
So it was so serious, and she was like, she does not know if she was going to make it. So she had to call every one of us, talk to us. I happen to have a different father from my siblings. My siblings had one dad. They said their dad suddenly left too before my mom met my dad, and mine also left as well. So she just had to pray with each and every one of us, and one day she died. So I had to move then from Akure to Emureowo. So gain admission to secondary school. That was how I started growing. This Emureowo, they are my mom's sister. Yes. So I stay with them. They are devoted children of God. They attend the Deeper Christian Life Ministry. So that was where I had my, growing up time, and it was okay. It was fun. They really tried their best before challenges came up. So let me just say that.
All right, now what are the challenges you faced while growing up?
The challenges that I faced while growing up was the fact that I do not relate. I am used to my mom.
Okay.
So I talk to my mom, everything I do with my mom. So when she died and I had to change location, I had no choice than to keep mute to myself. Even when I started menstruating, I didn't tell my aunt that I started this thing. Okay, because they had taught us in school, and then some people do come to school to give this pad. Yes. So that was what I was using. I didn't tell her that I started something like this. It was after 2 months that there was nothing else to use, that I had to go and meet the husband that I need this and this because I have this. So I wasn't really relating at all. There was no free flow, to talk to her like that. Those were the challenges that I would say I had growing up. I didn't really relate with people that much, usually.
All right, now is there any day in your life that you regretted your actions growing up?
There were so many regrets. Okay, let me now go deeper into the details.
Right.
There were so many times I had my regrets, because when I said I grew up in a Christian home, to the glory of God, I can sing very well. I'm a chorister.
Right.
So I sing so well, and in the whole of, let me say, our community, majority of people knows me that, okay, this girl, she sings, she does this, she does that. So growing up in school, in secondary school, if any guy asks me out, because I do not really like men because of my dad, this thing, the next thing I will say is no. So they always call me Miss Snow. Miss Snow. That was the nickname. So it got to I was going to SS2. There was this guy that asked me out. I almost slapped the guy, actually. And we fought and all like that. Don't ask me out, don't talk to me, this and that. Then I left the school. I had to go to another school. So when I got to this other school, it happened that I continued my lifestyle, the good girl and all. So one day, I was in class. My mom came to the school, ranted, shouted, I'm leaving this school today, I'm going out of the school today. Like, what happened? What did I do? She said, I received a call in the night. Like, ever since childhood, I had a phone. So this particular night, I did not wake up. So I was like, I did not receive any call, because we do conference call. Our classmates, we read together in the night. I was like, this particular night, I was tired. I was not awake at all. So she was just, talking, you will leave my house today, this and that. So one of the teachers, that like, we know this girl, we trust this girl, she's not talking to anyone, she's not seeing anyone, she's not having a boyfriend. My mom did not trust me and that, because I play in school, so she didn't really trust me that I don't have a boyfriend. So one of the teachers just said, can we check our phone? At least if she received the call, we are going to know. No. So they saw the call, received call. So the teacher said, check the call duration. And the call duration was 0000. So somebody had dropped the call. So they had to beg her. We got back home. But when I got to the class, most of my classmates started talking, because it was a old school stuff. They were like, if I were you, I'll start having boyfriends. Which one is you don't have boyfriend, and your mom, your parents are doing this and that? And in that place, I made up my mind that I was going to have a boyfriend. I break the rule of Miss No, that I'm no longer, I was in SS2.
So you're not turn to yes.
Yes, I turned to yes. So, as you are having your plan, the devil is also having his plan. So, the next guy came. It happened to be that guy that slapped me back then in the former school. So I said yes to the guy. We started a relationship, sexual intercourse and all. When I got to SS3, I did my WAEC. I finished, but when my results came, I realized that I failed mathematics. My dad was so surprised. You go for cowbell competitions in mathematics, how come this and that? He was just disturbed. He even wanted to let's call for the paper and all, but my mom said no. So he said the option he will give me is to go back to my former school, or I go back to the same school that I finished from and continue to retake the examination. So mom was like, let me retake the examination. So I went to retake the examination. Before I go, I met my so-called boyfriend then, and we had another dose of sexual intercourse. This one led to pregnancy. I did not quickly realize, so I had gone into the boarding house. So in the boarding house, the only thing people realized was that I was not eating. I don't take my food. I was not eating. I was not, responding so well to things. Then I was dull in class, sleeping and all. So we did our work. We had a break. We had to go back home. After the break, my parents realized that I was pregnant. And this caption of the good girl, the deeper life girl, the gentle girl, my parents were disciplined. They were disciplined in church and like that. It was a time of, it wasn't that easy. That's just the truth. It wasn't easy having a teenage pregnancy and all. So after a year, when I put to bed, the baby clocked a year. My dad was like, you have to take your life back by going to school. I was ready for it. But the family of the boy, they were like, they are not ready to take the child. My dad was like, I must go and drop the child. A year. The child was just a year. So there was this particular night I had to leave the house. It's either I drop the child, come back home, or I drop the child at home and go and not come back home again. So I had to leave the house around, let's say 9 o'clock. I packed all my stuffs, packed all my things with the baby. So I went on the way. I had to go to my mom's friend's place. So she took me to one of their house that they were building. It was an uncompleted building. So I had to sleep there without the the windows on with the baby. So I had to sleep there. That was where I started staying. Then I had to go and meet these people, like beg them to take the child, so that I can at least face my life, go back to school and have something done. So after a while, the boy called the mom that the mom should please take the child from me so I can go back to school. Because when we finished secondary school, the boy had gone for soldier training. And he wants to be a soldier. So he had traveled. He was not around all through the pregnancy and all. So I returned back home. After like 2 months, I returned home. I left my baby like a year, 3 months with the grandma. So I had to return to school. It was when I gained admission. I was in my second year with Giwa Polytechnic. I discovered that when the lecture, I was already in 3 point something for my first year. But I discovered that when when we learned something in class, I will easily forget. Like I can't recall. Even it got to a point I will ask my friend, what course are we having today? I can't really recall the courses I was taking. Like, so my friend was like, what's happening to you? I said, I don't really understand. I can't really process most of the things that we are taking. Like, so it began to affect my CGP because I can't get things so well again. So I began to pray. Then one of my friends said, let's have prayer time. You know, let's go for counseling and all. So it was in the place of prayer. One of my friend back in secondary school came and told me and said, while you were in secondary school, there was something that we did that he wants to make a confession. So he showed me his leg. The leg here, a part of it was bringing out water, like a tap water. So he said he wants to make a confession that when we were in SS1 that I slapped that guy, that most of them, because I had already said no to them, they went to an herbalist to get them a sham to be able to get me. So he said they tried it in SS1, but it didn't work, and then they go back to the herbalist, and the herbalist was like, there's a sheet over her that they should try again. So when they tried again was when I was in SS2 that I made up my mind that I'm done with this Christian stuff and all, that I'm not doing again. So he said they came and tried it again, and the sham work. It was like, you know, when I was sharing this story to people, I do cry, but thank God now at least I've had some confidence. I was like, where will I start from? Like, I fell in love with the charm. I thought, so, like, it was so difficult. You know, my friend would just like, you have to forgive. You have to forgive what? I can't even comprehend in class anymore. I don't even know if maybe I'm going to drop out or this. Like, and my parents, it had created that gap between us. You know, me, the lovely girl before, it has just created that gap. And just like that, before you knew it, the guy called and was asking for forgiveness. I was like, which forgiveness? What did you do? Because I pretended as if I did not hear anything. He did not tell me what he did. Tell me what you do. He did not tell me. Before I knew it, he had this explosion of bomb during those 2012, 2013 stuff. I think it was 2017 that he had. Like, he was having series of them actually, but he had this one that led to his death. So the guy died. So I was left alone to just take care of that baby. I was always going back to check on my baby anyways. So when I finished, my dad wanted me to continue my education. So I had to go stay in a particular, because one thing my dad would tell you is he has already helped me in counting my years. So those years that I've wasted, he has counted it as part of what he should have paid for. So he said he's not going to pay for those ones. So I had to look for ways to just pay for education and all like that. So after I finished my ND, I was on IT. I was planning to go back for HND. So I made up my mind that I was going to stay with these people. They promised me that they are going to assist me with the HND. They were our church member people then also. So when they said they are going to assist me with the HND, but that I'm going to work for them like an house help nanny, taking care of that baby, because I've had an experience in taking care of a baby.
Okay.
So I went there. I did all my IT there, serving. I had to barb my hair, like that. So now got to the time when I wanted to take my form, and I went to the mom, and I'm like, it's time for me to take my HND form so I can continue. They were like, even if you can finish HND, we just manage this. And I was like, what you told me before is that you're going to help me to masters, even if I want to do PhD. That was why I came to come and work as a nanny and an house help. That was what you told me. Which one is you are telling me HND? Okay.
About our remarkable success. Please stay tuned. In case you are just joining us, the program is Testimony Time on Osrc Television. And my guest is Mrs. Aderimola Adegbuyi. Now, Mrs. Aderimola Adegbuyi, let's continue with our conversation. How did you change your challenges to testimonies today?
Okay, I changed my challenges to testimonies when I came to realization of who I am and whom God has destined me to be. It wasn't that easy actually, but when I told you the other time that I went to Ondo, when I got to Ondo, that particular year, 2018, I read like 40 books. I was reading like someone that is mad. Like, I was just looking for what will help me. I started watching some people online who had mistakes and how they were able to, navigate their life. And majorly, I told God to give me a change of life. Like, if he's not giving me a change of life, then he should rather take my life, because the shame back at home is already so much that if I have to go back home, I have to go back home with something that is more better than a testimony. So then one thing I do is I stopped putting blame on people. There was this book I had then. I don't know if we remember Jennifer's diary. So I had a diary. I was just always writing everything and anything inside a diary. This particular day, that same year, 2018, I tore the diary one after the other. I tore everything. I wrote it there that I tore all of these things because I want to put an end to my past. I want God to start a new life with me. And this thing also affected me. It got to a point I was like, I'm not sure I want to get married until God says so. And I'm only going to get married to someone that will really, accept and understand and all. I remember when I entered my relationship, that was years after. I'm just trying to bring everything all together. When I entered my relationship that led to marriage, there was one day my husband was talking, he is a virgin. So he was talking that he wished that he marries a virgin, if not for, the will of God and all. I got flared up. Do you think I want to just be like this? Do you think I want to not be a virgin? Like, it was just like I was just talking on a normal level, nothing serious. And before you knew it, thank God for my spiritual mom, who is now my mom, Pastor Dog. When you look at a barking dog, like a dog has been barking you, you're running. The very day you look at the dog like this, and you stare at the dog will check back.
Yes.
And she was like, that is what I should do to the devil. That I should tell the devil, and so what? Yes, everything I did, even if I did it intentionally, so what? What is your own? And that was what really helped me, and it has really been something that, sincerely, I will not deceive you, it changes my orientation, it changes my mindset, and I now began to embrace the new person and the realities of myself in Christ. And really, that was what helped me to overcome.
I must confess, this is inspiring. Now, can you tell us your testimonies now?
Okay, my testimonies now is the fact that I can stand before people, number one, to talk about it. I remember when I was getting married, my mom did something. That's my mom back at home. She took all the videos, the pictures, and she said, I'm going back home to go and tell them, Omo itiju, otimu, like she has brought us honor. And she, when this one called, Ade is getting married, this one and like that, she was just excited. And she told me something. She was like, she's now proud of me, that at least I could find a way for my life, despite when everybody said, all my family members like turned their back, like, we can't make do with you, that I could find something. And some of my friends that saw me as well, most of them, when they see me today, they'll be like, we thank God that we didn't even know that you can become like this. Like, if we knew you would become like this, we would have paid more attention to you. One particular friend told me that we rode together in a vehicle, and it was like, if we knew that you will become like this, now I'm a minister of God, I'm a gospel minister, I preach the gospel of Jesus. He said, we would have paid more attention. And for me, it's a blessing. And another thing is, I have people that God has been leading my way, people who have been raped, people who have had sexual problems like myself, people who have committed different kinds of abortions, people who are like, is it possible for me to get married to someone? So them seeing me as an example, fight men as much as possible, that okay, it was my background, it was my this and that, I discovered that all of these things does not matter. And let me say that the life of Jesus makes the greatest change. If you can accept the life that Jesus has given, it makes the greatest change that you need. So as much as possible, don't live in your past. Use the past as a strength for your tomorrow.
Thank you very much, madam. I want to thank you for sharing your testimony with us on the program this morning. Indeed, it is inspiring. My dear viewer, thank you for being part of today's program. Join us next week, same time, same station, as I feature another testifier. Stay blessed.